one. If you're intending to walk the midnight walk, you better be sure to keep your spark safe and burning.
While I was in the black, I had a dream. There was a monster in the woods.
And on you go, like a moth into the burning light.
Thank you.
Who took the sun away? Little soul, you charming little wanderer, where are you off to now?
And so it was that the burnt one and a small flame took a wander down the midnight walk. After the end of the world, the burnt one woke from a deep slumber.
Fire? I'd almost forgotten how it felt. You're the caretaker of this little firecracker? I reckon you must be headed for Moon Mountain. Am I right?
Close your eyes to make things clear.
Dreadful was the day when the sun vanished. The waters dried up, birds went quiet, and the dark itself seeped unchecked into the work table. The night that followed would be long. As long as the midnight walk.
How could this happen? Oh, the flame warms the righteous, but the wicked, the flame burns with a passion.
What is the dark? Is it ugly and cruel? Is it a place for fools lost in the woods?
This little flame, keep them nurtured and safe through the rain, in the dark, and over Moon Mountain.
The dark itself is the key. All it needs is a little spark, and I get what I need.
Who took the sun away?
What is the dark? Is it ugly and cruel? Is it a place for fools lost in the woods?
This little flame, keep them nurtured and safe through the rain, in the dark, and over Moon Mountain.
There's always a challenge making a game for two different platforms. We're making it both for PS5 and PSVR 2, but sometimes that brings a lot of advantages. This project started out as a purely VR title that later turned into a 2D game also.
One of the cool things about having a PS5 and a PSVR 2 game built into one is that you can switch between them. You can pop into the world and really immerse yourself entirely into it with the PSVR 2. But you can also just jump out of the game and decide to continue playing the game in flat screen. I mean, for me, that's something very powerful that you can only get with the PSVR 2 and the PS5 together.
So initially, when looking at making this game for PSVR 2, we looked at the new technology provided by the platform, and one of those things were, of course, eye tracking. So we've come up with this really cool mechanic where you actually close your eyes physically, the game recognizes that, and we heighten your senses. We'll increase the volume around you, and you can listen for these mystical sounds.
As you move your head, you can kind of feel, okay, there's something over there, and there's something else over there, there's a monster there, there's a key there. So you can sort of use it as a tracking device to find out where all the different objects are in the world. We wanted to make sure that that also is fully playable in flat screen. You have these two buttons that you press, and when you do that, it sort of closes the screen and it turns into this kind of particle sea that you explore instead. And it works out really well.
We wouldn't have had the closing of your eyes mechanism in flat screen if we hadn't thought of that for PSVR 2.
I think people are gonna feel super excited about this and terrified at the same time. While I open the eyes again, is it gonna be okay? Is there gonna be a monster just popping right up in front of me? We early on decided that we wanted to have binaural sounds for the whole game. It really feels like things are passing by as you walk down the midnight walk. A bird flying on top of your head, or picking up a matchstick and waving it around. You really hear that it is in front of you. So the benefit really is that you get super absorbed inside the world.
It's so much about opening yourself to this entirely different world in the game, this other dimension of sound. So since the Midnight Walk is created entirely in clay, we of course want the game to feel extra tangible, and that's where haptics come in.
If you grab a door or a handle, you can really feel how it creaks in your hand as you open it up with the controller. You actually pick up something we call the matchlock, which is this kind of cool clay gun that you can feed matchsticks inside. You can sort of pull it back and shoot them out. And what's nice about it, you can really feel how it tensions up as you pull it with the haptic feedback. It really feels like you're holding this old, weird machine that you have to pull strongly to shoot something out of.
You'll also be able to sense from what direction an enemy is coming or where a key is hiding by feeling the haptics vibrating in your hands like a pulsating heart.
Something that I think is really important when you're inside a VR game is that you really feel they're there. And what you see, of course, is your hands, your really weird clay hands. It feels more tactile and more real that if I move my hand in a certain position, it actually does the same thing in the game.
The finger touch detection picks up on your hand opening, and you will see your clay hand in VR opening, getting ready to pick up that match in front of you.
It really gives you that extra feeling of being in the world. I have a feeling people are going to be really excited about stepping into the world through the PSVR 2, with all the different senses that we can use to make you feel that you're actually inside the Midnight Walk and you're taking a journey into this amazing world.
With the Midnight Walk, we set out to put people in this giant miniature clay world. And fans are going to be horrified at the monsters, but they'll also meet a wide cast of interesting characters, and they're just going to gawk at these giant clay models around them. That's unlike anything they've seen before. And the PSVR 2 allows us to just deliver the most gorgeous game we can. The Midnight Walk is a horror adventure where you play as the Burnt One, and you wake up in this dark, fairy tale world created out of clay, and you very quickly meet Potboy, a little clay figurine. He comes alive, and you journey down the Midnight Walk and survive all these terrors along this highway of nightmares and solve problems, bring warmth back to the creatures of this world.
The idea of this game is that we really want to put people into sort of like a miniature stop motion world. I've always been attracted to something that's handmade, and I think it's very interesting to see the textures and the details that you get from real materials. So when I found that you can actually just 3D scan these models that we have and you can get them into PSVR 2, that got me super excited.
I feel like we're stuck in a digital era which creates so much same, and we really wanted to do something tangible, something that is more close to real than any digital media can give.
We have made actually 700 sculptures for this game. We sculpt the characters, the props, and cool trees. We have some tiny stars that we use paper mache, and then we use cardboard for the houses and papers. It's a lot of variety.
Then we paint them and give them a more rustic and gritty tone. Afterwards, take tons of photos of it, and then voila, we got this beautiful mesh and hopefully very nice fidelity on the textures.
And then our animators animate it so it looks like stop motion.
We have the real models in front of us. We want to make sure that they look as detailed as possible in the game. And 4K HDR really provides that. When you're an artist, you really want to push the boundaries of that, and you want to put as much art in there and make it look as vivid and as interesting as possible.
We really want the player to see every little fingerprint of our clay models, every little detail, happy mistake. We just want the best possible fidelity.
You know, we really wanted to push the different sense of scale. We got all these different sizes that we need to scan. We got these tiny, tiny props, and then we got life-sized objects like a violin or a typewriter. And that was a great challenge for us.
And it's so amazing to see these little tiny characters that you build being scaled up to like 5-meter monsters in front of you. It's almost like a childhood dream to be scaled down and walk around inside these models that you thought about and you created.
When I first put my headset on and I saw all this thing comes to life, it was just an amazing experience because you see the clay figurine become a big giant in this terrifying but wonderful world. Some of the creatures are really scary, so I get really frightened. But it's such a nice experience. It's just really amazing, actually.
We've got so many worlds and so many things to share with you that we've created, and the best way to get like close and personal with these things are through PlayStation VR 2.